So let's get this kicked off. Welcome. It's Tuesday, the 9th of January, 2018. Who can believe that? I can't. This is, yeah. Well, thank you for everybody being here. This is an opportunity for all of us to come together as a community and talk about topics that really matter to us. Conversations that help move us forward towards our own optimal health journey. So let's go ahead and share the screen. And let's go with our gathering of friends. I've put this down to, it is recording. Can everybody see that it's recording?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Let's put this down and let's get rid of that. There we go. And let's start play on this. Dorothy, you can see everything when it's enlarged, honey?
I'm going to shrink the screen here, fit in the window.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can see it.
Yeah. So anybody want to share anything, and don't feel compelled unless you want to, because we enjoy hearing from each of you, but I don't want anyone to feel pressure to do it. Who wants to start?
I'm thinking.
I'll go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
My mom's doing good. Took her to the doctor's yesterday. He said, just keep on doing what you're doing. And I'll see you in 6 weeks. And I'm grateful for all of the prayers. So that's what I want.
And they keep coming.
Yeah,
Great.
they do.
Who's next? Pick one and do it. Don't try to do all of it. Just pick one. Sue, tell me something I don't know about you.
Something you don't know about me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know I had a twin sister?
No.
I did, but other people don't. So tell us about your twin sister.
You had or you have?
Yeah.
We are completely, totally opposites.
Where she live?
She lives on Hilton Head Island.
Oh, so y'all live near each other.
Yeah, lived
Her
near
name
each other
is?
for about 5 years, never spoke.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
You're kidding.
She is the type that she thinks the world owes her. And if you gave her $1 million in $20 bills, she'd be mad because it wasn't in tens.
I gotcha.
Oh,
So that's
Yeah.
why I don't talk to her.
What's her name?
Jan.
Well, thank you. I thought I actually heard Jan in here a while ago. I guess she wasn't here. Thank you, Sue. That was good, everybody.
Yeah,
Everybody did that, did they? Hey, Tony, tell me something I don't know about you.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
I think you know just about everything about me. I don't think there's nothing else left.
Tell the rest of us something we don't know about you.
Oh, that I grew up with 2 brothers and a sister.
I didn't
And
know
they were
that.
mean to me because I was the youngest one. They were mean. Yeah, really.
He's the
Did you know
last.
that my father used to have a grocery store, and I used to have to at night put the shelves, fill them up with all different types of canned food.
Oh, yeah?
And back then, the cans had paper wrapping that told you what they were. They were not printed on the metal. It was just a piece of paper.
Oh.
At the end. Well, I got mad one day and just took and changed the peas to corn to something else, and I just changed the thing. So when they got them home and they thought they had peas, they got corn.
Yeah, he changed the
They
labels.
were not very happy with my dad, and I was in trouble.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Many things like that I
That's not
did.
the worst thing he did, but that's a good story to share. Thank you, Tony. That was funny. Marcia Novita, can you share something we don't know about you?
No.
Okay.
I can. She's looking fabulous.
There you go.
Thank you.
Watch
Thank
out,
you.
Marsh.
Well, what I really want to share is I look forward to these Tuesday night Zooms. It's something to look forward to, and I enjoy all the company and the support. And I'm just glad we do it.
Oh, thank you, Marsh. That was
Yeah.
great.
Really.
Love
Ditto.
him.
Yeah, Lisa?
Well, I obviously can't tell you something you don't already know about me because I have a big mouth and you know pretty much it all. And if you don't know it, it's not something you need to know. So, but what I really want to share is, again, like Marcia said, how grateful I am. But I have not gained any weight over this holiday season, so I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that. But I really need to be losing some weight. But I consider that an accomplishment that I went through the entire holiday season and didn't put weight on. Now I have to knuckle down, and this is one thing I'm grateful about. I'm not losing weight, but I know exactly what I'm not doing right to make that weight start coming off. And it is such a relief to sit here and say, okay, I'm not losing weight. This is what I'm going to do. And now that we're doing the goal setting, I can implement that. So in the past where I have been up and down so much weight, right now I'm sitting here cool, calm, and collected, not sweating, not stressing, because I got this.
And stress is a big part of the struggle. So when
it
you
is.
that's a huge healthy habit. All right, let's go on. So tonight what I'm going to do is cover let me run it real quick over the package that we made. We're not going to do page by page, but basically the whole concept is to where your health span equal your lifespan. And I couldn't think of a better person to make an example here. With this workbook, people look at it and say, I will never be her. I went through that today. And I said, but look at over here. Marcia and Dick. Dick was in the hospital 3 times that year that he got on the program. You see his little oxygen hose in a wheelchair all the time. Yeah. We're looking at 8 years later to somebody that should have died that year. And he is struggling now, but Marcia and I both know that if he had not gotten on this program. So you don't have to be looking to become a bodybuilder. There's a long ways between doing nothing for yourself and doing something for yourself. And optimal health is not about the weight you lost, but it's about the life that you gain. So we've gone through here and we've put all these different questions that came right out of the course. And then at the end of it, you have your structural tension chart. You have how you weigh yourself every week. You even have the habits of health if you have the book and want to follow along. And it is important to take that monthly picture. If you haven't been doing it, you ought to start it because you'll regret it if you don't, because I know I would have. And using a tape measure is so important because sometimes when you don't lose weight, you lose inches. And that really is more reliable than the scale. This is your daily and your weekly, following what you do on a daily basis and on a weekly basis. And I will get with anybody that wants me to get with them and help them learn how to use this. You know, this is nothing short of journaling without having to sit down and think of something to say. All you got to do is keep track of what you eat, what you put in your mouth, and how much movement you do in the course of the day. And then, of course, the last part of this is that year at a glance and the 5 pounds a month. I have someone that's telling me that it's actually changed their whole perspective now because they've stood still, they lost a lot of weight, put some of it back on, and they've been standing still. But something, whenever I started talking to her about, can't you, in a year, where will you be? If you lost 60 pounds, would you be happy with that? And can't you do 5 pounds a month? And she said, yeah, I can do 5 pounds a month. Now, it might be more than that. It might be less than that. But with this workbook, what you're going to do is set yourself up for success. Because every time you lose weight, who isn't going to lose 5 pounds a month? And now, instead of having what you consider setbacks or failures, you'll now be looking each week at succeeding because everybody's going to exceed that. And then at the end of 1 year, you're going to look back and you're going to see yourself 60 pounds lighter, and that will be forever. And that's what I hope that this does for us. Now, I'm going to cover some of the things that we have in this that really are the attitudes that you need to make the changes that are necessary. And I'm just going to read straight from this. It is sometimes possible to change the attitudes of millions, but impossible to change the attitudes of one man. And if you put that internally, it's us talking about ourselves. When you remove an old belief, you want to replace it with a better one. Let's explore attitudes and beliefs that make change possible. If beliefs were software, what beliefs would be most useful for you to install in your mental computer? What would happen if you believed that nothing ever works for you, or you simply were not able to lose weight? What if you thought it would be nice to slim down, but it just wasn't that important to you right now? What if you were indifferent? These types of negative attitudes and beliefs would override and sabotage all the others beneath them. I think we have all experienced this or gone through things. I know I'm guilty of everything that's up there. What would happen if you believe that nothing ever works for you, or you simply were not able to lose weight? I remember very well back in 2010, I had truly given up. I didn't think that it was possible. If I had not seen my younger sister do this, I would not be sitting here today. So I'm guilty of that first one in a way that really impacted what I did. And what's the second one? What if you thought it would be nice to slim down, but it just wasn't that important to you right now? I have been there. I haven't been indifferent. I can't remember ever being indifferent. But that's where doubt creeps in, and it allows you to make choices that you otherwise wouldn't make. That's why the best place to start reprogramming your mind is to focus on the higher level beliefs and consider them the essential beliefs for your success. I am talking about the beliefs that make change possible. And that's what this workbook is full of. And the first attitude is believing it's possible, that it's achievable. I believe it's possible, but believing it's possible for me is the hard part. Is that not another doubting belief that is very common among us?
Yeah.
Just as you open your mind to doubt your old limiting beliefs, you must open yourself to believe your new goals are possible. So it's really important for you to believe not only is it possible, but it's possible for you. When you're completing those questions, make it very personal and only as it applies to you. Achieving huge goals in the physical sense always requires work, but achieving it first in the mind is the hard part. What do I hear? TV? Tony, that's not you, is it? Okay. So the question is, do you believe you can do it? When you believe something is possible, you act as if it's possible. When you don't believe it's possible, you act as if it isn't possible. It is impossible. So again, as you go through and you do that workbook and you know it's possible for you, then you're going to start writing down the things you can do that changes it from impossible to possible. If other people like you have done it and you have seen proof with your own eyes, this means you know it's possible. The second part of this is capability. Possibility is when you believe something can be done. Capability is when you believe something can be done by you. Well, they can do it, but I can't. Now, I've never had that belief. I've always thought anything anybody did, I could do. So that wasn't one of my limiting beliefs. However, that doesn't mean it isn't a limiting belief for someone. Beliefs are strengthened when you put legs of proof underneath them, like legs of a table. The more evidence you have holding up your belief, the stronger it will be. So, Lisa, I take it from what you're saying is you've been working in the workbook?
Mm-hmm.
Can you shed, as you're going through and you're creating more reasons or how it applies to you? Beliefs are strengthened when you put legs of proof underneath them. Did you feel that as you were working, that now you have more reason to do what you're doing?
I have had the reason to do what I'm doing, but my mind was exactly what you're saying here. My mind was holding me back. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like when you see that mountain of rocks that you have to move over yonder, and you're thinking, well, how do I do that? So it's having a means to do it.
So
And I love tools. I love what you have done here, but that's something I like.
okay.
You know, I'm a visual, hands-on person.
But you have experienced that the more you delve in, the more proof you have, and the stronger your feelings get of how you're going to do this and everything that's involved, right?
I feel way ahead of the game, though, because I know it's possible. Like, I've done it already. I know it's possible. So where I used to would have been stressed out going, oh, my God, I got to do this. This is a valuable tool to keep me in shape and on track.
All right. Possibility is when you believe something can be done. Capability is when you believe something can be done by you. Both essential, both essential to success. And necessity is when you must do it now or else. People will usually stay the same until the pain of staying the same is greater than changing. You don't have to hit rock bottom or have a health crisis to change. All you have to do is change I should to I will. When shoulds turn into musts, you know you have crossed the threshold of necessity. So necessity is the third part of this. Worthiness. You are worthy. Most people are unsatisfied with their bodies. It's actually normal. The desire to better one's circumstances is hardwired into every human being. But never confuse the desire for improvement with the belief that you are not good enough the way you are. The problem is disliking your body turns into disliking yourself. Disliking yourself turns into low self-worth, which means you believe you don't deserve good things in your life, including a lean and healthy body. Low self-worth turns into depression or self-sabotage. Body fat is not a person. It is a temporary condition. No price tag can ever be placed on your value. You have more potential than you can dream of. If you get moving and take some action, you will feel better about yourself, taking steps in the right direction. Actions cure a lot of problems. So that action of sitting down and making that plan for yourself and digging deeper into why you find yourself in the situation that you find yourself in is the way that you're going to succeed. And of course, by never giving up. Our success, anything anybody wants to add to that? I'll stop share in case anybody wants to. Anybody have questions about doing the workbook or anything?
You said one of those items in there that you never experienced. What one was that?
It was the one of being indifferent.
Okay. I think I have experienced that because I sometimes feel I'm in control without actually following the program. And I feel like that's indifference. You know, like I can handle this. I'm in control of it. And really, I'm indifferent by not following.
That's very interesting.
I was just fixing to say that.
You know, because Gay and I was talking when I was up there with Gay. And I know that there's a culmination of things coming together. Sue has been a great inspiration to me to not get sidetracked again. But when Gay and I we were talking, I realized that until I called her and become accountable for her again, that I think I was experiencing what you're talking about as indifference. I felt like I could do it myself. I didn't need that extra person to be monitoring me or accountability, and that has made all the difference in the world. So you are right. I guess I have.
Without the structure, indifference will set in.
There's John. Hi, John. Oh, he's got little alien eyes.
Turn a light on over there, bud.
You got a light, John?
You have a light on. That's a reflection off the computer.
Oh, that was
there you go.
You have little blue eyes, John. Does anybody else want any questions or anything they want to add to that? So, did anybody hear about the ladies who were in People magazine for losing weight?
What date is that magazine, Connie? Because I couldn't find it.
I'm looking for the pages. I do have the video. The video is 7 minutes.
What is the date on that People magazine?
This magazine is dated. Oh, right there, January 2018.
Show me the front again.
Say again?
You want to see the front again?
Okay.
Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I didn't look through here, but I don't actually see the pictures. Anyway, I've got it in video here. Let's go straight to that. I singled out the person that was selected from Take Shape for Life so I could show you. There they are. I found them. And I have her story. If y'all can tell me if you want to listen to the rest of the story, because I can stop
There's some kind
let's bring this down. What am I hearing? Is that Tony?
I think it might be from his earphones.
No, it's John.
It is John?
Oh,
Yeah, because every time it happens, John, there's a green box around
John's screen.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So,
I fixed it.
thank you, Susie Q.
Okay.
Okay. I'm blaming Tony for everything tonight.
Just tonight? Just tonight?
Just tonight. Okay, so this is Good Morning America. The video is 7 minutes, but our person comes on first. So what I'll say is if you want to stay for the entire video, feel free to. If you are done and want to get away from this, then just go ahead and drop out.
Who challenged themselves to get help.
Can y'all hear that?
Featured in People
Yeah, but can you make it bigger?
We're going to meet them
I
all right here in a moment. But first, here are their stories. Sarah Cloutier battled weight issues most of her life.
I always was considered morbidly obese. I was never a healthy weight.
At over 300 pounds, she hit a breaking point after giving birth to her first daughter.
I knew that at that weight, I wasn't going to be around for her whole life. I wasn't going to be able to play with her and enjoy things with her because I could barely move at that point.
Melody Perdue faced the same struggle, fighting her weight for as long as she can remember.
She's our girl.
Start the diet and be successful and gain the weight back.
Hitting an emotional turning point after a near-fatal car accident.
And I just remember being immobile, not only because of the accident, but also because of my weight.
And a new life, giving her motivation to change her own.
After I had my son, and just thinking to myself, I can barely go up and down the stairs to put him in his bed for a nap. How am I going to keep up with him when he's a toddler?
Morgan Rood always led an active lifestyle, even serving nearly 6 years in the military. But her healthy habits came to a halt after gaining 80 pounds during her first pregnancy.
My son was 6 months old. I got pregnant with my daughter. And so the back-to-back pregnancies is really where I put on the weight.
The scale climbing to over 250, every extra pound standing in her way.
I just didn't have the energy to keep up with my kids. I was missing out on those moments that you should have with a newborn and a toddler.
These three women making positive changes for themselves and their families, ready to show their transformation right now. So we have People Magazine editor Zoe Ruderman right here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for sharing this inspirational story. And before we bring out these amazing women, how do you choose the stories, the men, the women that you choose each year for this issue?
So we're looking for people who made changes that all of us could make. So this isn't about surgery. It's not about gimmicks. This is about real hard work. So all of these women, they exercised more, they changed how they ate, and they set realistic goals. I think that's what's really important. And so you hear these stories and you're like, wow, maybe I can do it. I could do this. Yeah, and they overcame some really huge obstacles.
And we're going to hear from the ladies right now. Okay, ready? Here we go. First up is Melody Perdue. Here, we're going to show you her before picture right now. Okay, now let's all look at how much weight she lost. Get ready for it. 180 pounds, guys. what he looks like now. You're not going to believe this. Come on, ML. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I get chills. I'm so happy for you. Thank you. All right, so talk to me about you tried dieting since middle school, right?
Yes.
And then what finally made you follow through?
Well, it was pretty much after I had my accident, I had my son, and I just wanted to be active. I was sick and tired of being immobile and just being lazy and laying around, and I just wanted to be around for my son as well.
So was it having that child and saying I want to be there each day for him?
Yes, I definitely wanted to be there for him and to play with him and be active with him and do everything that I couldn't do as a child.
Yeah, very inspirational. And Zoe, I'm sure we can all see exactly why you chose Melody.
Exactly. It's such a fantastic story. And I think what's so interesting is this isn't about wanting to just look different. It's not just a vanity thing. This is about being around for your children. It's about being able to be mobile. And actually, you suffered from polycystic ovary syndrome. So that's an even bigger impediment to losing weight for a lot of women. So again, it's this idea that there can be these huge obstacles that you can overcome it. So it's truly inspiring.
Very inspiring. Congratulations. Maybe get two more. Okay, so our next amazing
So y'all want to go on, or you want to call it?
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Patient is Ruth. Our before picture right now. Okay, are you ready to see how much weight she lost, everybody? Yeah. Here we go. 120 pounds. Organ now. Come on down. Congratulations. All right, so let's talk about this. You left the military to start a family. You said that you needed structure. So how did you find it?
I definitely needed structure. Nutrisystem gave me the structure I needed to eat the right foods to lose the weight, and that fueled some new fitness goals for me. And I started with cardio, and then I started working with a personal trainer 4 to 5 times a week at No Limit Fitness. I used to hate working out. It was a chore, and now I
So
actually
how did you
enjoy
change
it.
your mindset? Because that's what a lot of people are sharing with you. Yeah, it's not always fun.
Right. You have to find a reason in your passion. My kids used to be my excuse for why I couldn't go to the gym, and now they're my reason for everything that I do.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. And Zoe, you said social media, which you used a lot in your journey, really helps.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We hear so many negatives about social media, but actually we heard from so many women in this issue that it was a motivator and it held them accountable. So when you're posting gym selfies or, photos of what you're eating, it makes you not want to have a cheat day or skip the gym. So it's actually a positive for a lot of
So
women.
using social media as a positive,
Exactly.
not getting depressed by looking at pictures.
Right.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. So we got one more for you. Where am I? Okay, Sarah Cloutier. So we have her before picture. And right now we're going to show you how much Sarah lost. Wait for it. 151 pounds. Are you ready, Sarah? Come on out. Yay, so happy for you. I love your smile. All right, so talk to us. What was it that finally you said enough is enough?
My family was a huge driving factor for me. They motivated me so much. But when I started group fitness classes, oh my God, I fell in love. It is so fun. So much so that I started teaching it, and I even opened my own gym, and I just teach it every single day. I love it.
That's fantastic. And that's a theme that we're seeing with all these women, is being motivated by those you love and wanting to be healthy.
Absolutely.
Not only for yourself, but to be around.
And making small changes for big results. That was really a common theme with all these women. So not setting these lofty goals that you can never reach and setting yourself up for failure.
Attainable goals.
Exactly.
Little small steps lead to bigger steps like this. Everybody listen to this. You just ran your first marathon?
I did.
How did it feel to cross the line?
The feeling of crossing the finish line is indescribable. I trained so hard. It was just amazing. I did it with one of my friends because accountability is so important. And I can't even explain the feeling. It was the best feeling.
And that got you in great shape for another big victory. You want to share with us?
I'm pregnant.
Yay! I'm so happy for you. I always love when you come and bring these stories. It's amazing. Thank you. So I want to just say to everybody, 16 years.
Yes, we've been doing this for 16 years, and we have some incredible stories this year.
Everybody, you have to check it out. People Magazine's half their size issue hits newsstands tomorrow. We thank you, and we congratulate you ladies. Thank you for bringing your stories.
No, isn't that cool? I'm disappointed that you didn't say have to be a
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As Fast Max is powerful enough to handle pretty much every symptom.
Let me get rid of that.
How about 9? Sore throat,
You know, it's all about getting healthy. What I hadn't listened to all of it. That's the first time I've listened to all of it too. But I have added the movement side of this into mine, and regardless of what happens every day, I'm there 30 minutes on that treadmill. And I'm really going to try to do the whole year without missing a day. I know that's not really feasible if you stop to think about life interfering, but all the way through Christmas and everything, I got it in, whether it was late or early in the morning. So I'm really driven by that. But the fitness side of this is, I think, it's not as important as nutrition, because you cannot take weight off with exercise. All you can do is improve your cardiovascular system, your muscle strength. You know, one of the things that is one of my legs of my table is that exercise actually is what you need it as an older person more than you do as a younger person. And one of the books that I read, it was saying that when a person is young, they can get away without exercise. They're not going to have a consequence to it. But when a person is older and they have stopped exercising, there is a consequence to that. So that's one of the things that I definitely want to encourage people to do, is to get up and move. It doesn't matter what it is. And it doesn't have to be at the gym. You can get out and walk around the block. I found it interesting about the exercise classes, Marcia, because that really is motivating for me and Marcia. We go over there. 15 or 20 women, and maybe 4 or 5 men in the class, and it's designed for people in our condition and our age. And you got it anywhere from people who do a few minutes and sit down in the chair to people who can go through the whole 45 minutes class and not miss a beat. But the important part there is just to start getting the muscle built back up in your body. One of the reasons that people gain weight when they don't change their eating habits when they get older is your body starts losing muscle. And when it loses muscle, it quits burning fat to the same extent that it did before it lost that muscle, because muscle burns fat. So if you continue eating the same way you ate when you were the size that you were, you're going to automatically gain weight. You're going to have to cut those calories down based on the muscle that you're using, or gain weight. Or the other part is just go ahead and maintain that muscle mass, and, you know, give yourself the best shot of having the highest quality of life and living the longer amount of years. And that's what we all in this room are doing. We are trying to add quality to the years that we have left on this earth and enjoy life and feel good about ourselves. And that was one thing that I think we all forget when we're not in that state of, I've succeeded, I did this, and look how much better I feel and how good I look. And then 5 pounds comes on, 10 pounds comes on. We say, oh, that doesn't matter. I'm okay with it. Look at Marsha. And,
I know.
Yeah. And just changing that one mindset there. That's why I wanted to cover that tonight. Because I think that if we can identify, and there's places in your workbook to do that, if we can identify the things that we say to ourselves that are limiting us in what we actually accomplish and turn it into something that would be good for us instead, I think that it would make what we're doing just natural and normal rather than something that is forced upon us because of conditions we don't want to have. I think if we had I know that what my mindset has changed to after all these years is of doing as much for myself as possible and enjoying the process. I am enjoying the process, but I ache. I am sore all over my body. But I hear that that's part of it. No pain, no gain. Tony listens to me at night and turn over and go, I said, you reckon this is good for me? Where's the heating pad? You have some Aleve, but that pain goes away and it's replaced by strength. And I can feel it moving through all the different, I'm actually moving better in those classes now. And that getting on that treadmill and moving every day. And so I'm definitely going to keep it up. And I hope everybody.
So I have it. It's talking about these exercise makes me think of when I started water aerobics. There's certain movements that we do. Like one of them is you put your back on the side of the pool and you lift your leg up and you're supposed to try and touch the wall on either side. I can now touch the wall on either side. Took me a long time to get there, but I can. Then the other one was you're on your back and you're kicking your feet up in front of you and you're supposed to spread your legs and cross them. And if you sink, you have to paddle back up. And for the first longest time, I spent more time paddling back up than I did doing this. And now I can do this. No problem.
Yeah.
So I can relate to that.
Well, that was an excellent point to make, Lisa, because I didn't start walking 30 minutes. I actually started walking 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 15 minutes. And I stayed at 15 minutes for a while because once I got past 15 minutes, I was getting bored. And but I had said to myself, here was my thinking, that if I can get over there and take 30 minutes out of my day and walk, I will have results of something. If I'm not doing it, obviously I don't get the benefit from it. So if I'm showing up and I'm doing it and I'm doing it consistently, there has to be a benefit that eventually shows up from it. And all I've done is every time I'm increasing and adding something else to it. That's why I'm sore. But it doesn't have to be everything all at once.
I know I'm still tickled after all this time that when I can do them scissor kicks in the pool, I'm still tickled that I'm actually scissoring, not paddling up.
It does feel good when you change levels. It does feel good.
Yeah.
Dorothy, go ahead.
Well, I just wondered what speed and what incline do you do it at?
Well, I have it up to, I do it as high as 12, the incline. And
wow.
I know it's way up there now. And, yeah, I got it. And I do a 20-minute mile. I do 3.0. So I'm trucking it all the time. And I know, but I couldn't have done that in the very beginning. And
I don't believe you.
I used to do it at a half an hour at 2. And it was wonderful because it's amazing that when you work out like that, you can take a deeper breath.
Oh, yes.
And I can no longer work out because of my foot. I can no longer do the treadmill and I miss it terribly.
What about the stationary bike, Dorothy?
I have a bike, but it's broken.
Yeah.
I have a bike, but I also have a bad knee. So I was using the elliptical at the gym, but the gym is closed now. So yeah.
Marcia is excellent on the elliptical. I envy her.
I like the elliptical, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I envy y'all being able to do them, being able to do the exercise on those machines. I could, but I can't. Body don't work like that. I like the weightless water exercise.
Yeah, you don't.
And each person has to find their own thing that they are going to go and do.
That's the key. If you like it, you'll keep doing it.
Yeah. Yes.
But I can't go for a walk.
You know, Tony and I sit here and we watch Sue and John never stay home. They're doing something, going somewhere all the time. It actually has inspired me and Tony to get busy doing stuff. I mean, when we were playing golf, we were pretty much out of here every day. But Sue and John, Tony and I had a date night the other day because of you and John, Sue.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we're going to start doing things together.
That's great.
I do that myself.
Yeah. Tony and I, we come home and we sit down and, you know, we do what we do. We don't ever sit around much, but in the evenings we do. And that's really what has changed now. We're going to make sure we get that one quality day in of just enjoying each other.
Cool. I have a date night too every week. Claudine for bingo.
Isn't that tonight?
No, Friday night. Friday night.
Friday night? Oh.
Yes, she's my hot date.
All right.
So I really appreciate you guys coming. And I'll get with anyone that needs me to get with them, and we'll get that started. Okay. So I'll definitely come over there with you and John and bring it.
Yeah, I'll have my computer dug out by Friday.
There's definitely no hurry on anything, and then that's the other thing, is to do this at leisure and do it so you can enjoy it. If it's creating stress on you to do it, the purpose is taken away from it. So make sure that.
Hey, Tony, I'll still be working in the kitchen tomorrow.
Oh,
Yeah, but your floor is gorgeous.